On the 588th day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was concentrated in these areas. During the last 48 hours, the Ukrainian army has dominated the Russian forces in Zaporizhzhia and Bakhmut fronts, stopping their counterattacks and causing them heavy losses on both fronts. On Zaporizhzhia front, as reported on my previous videos, seeing the dangerous situation in Novoprokopivka, the Russian command ordered their forces to prepare for a wave of counterattacks southwest of Robotyne, aiming to recapture the key stronghold located in the heights between Robotyne and Novoprokopivka. By taking this trench line, the Russian forces would have made it impossible for the Ukrainian forces to continue their offensive on Novoprokopivka, since the main road from where the Ukrainian forces are expected to storm this town passes precisely through this fortified position. Initially, the Russian forces imitated the Ukrainian tactics by sending small infantry units through the tree lines right after a massive wave of artillery preparation. However, Ukrainian drones spotted the movements of the Russian infantry, and the Ukrainian army responded with heavy artillery fire and cluster munition, not allowing Russians to establish a solid foothold inside the trenches. Realizing that it was impossible to advance this way, the Russian command decided to throw their armored units to attack the Ukrainian positions from the west in support of a possible second wave of attacks from their infantry forces. Near Kopani, the Russian forces were hiding a large number of tanks and armored vehicles through the forest lines, awaiting the orders for a major offensive against the Ukrainian stronghold. However, things did not go very well for Russians, as 2 days ago the Ukrainian forces discovered and destroyed at least 5 Russian BMPs, hitting them with precise artillery strikes after the Ukrainian drones had revealed their position. Moreover, today Ukrainian sources published new footage that reveals the massive losses and the complete failure of the Russian counterattacks southwest of Robotyne. From these videos, I managed to geolocate at least 3 Russian tanks which were destroyed in the forest lines west of the Ukrainian stronghold. In this direction, the Russian forces tried to storm the Ukrainian positions using their mechanized units, advancing through the tree lines that stretched from the southeastern part of Kopani to the western edge of the key Ukrainian stronghold. However, the Ukrainian forces were totally expecting and were waiting for the Russian attacks to come from this direction because, as I mentioned before, Ukrainians revealed the position of the Russian armored units and destroyed at least 5 Russian BMPs in the location shown on the map. The fact that the Russian command had concentrated a large number of armored vehicles in this direction indicated that the Russian forces had chosen this path for their operation, removing the mines and opening the way for their attacks. The Ukrainian command was well prepared for this situation, as the Ukrainian drones had a very good view of this entire area. As soon as the Russian tanks approached the Ukrainian positions, Ukrainian drones and artillery inflicted heavy damage to the advancing Russian forces. As you can see from the footage, in locations shown on the map, Ukrainian forces destroyed 3 Russian tanks, and according to other footage published today by Ukrainian sources, their forces managed to destroy at least 1 more Russian T-72B3 tank and a BTR-82 armored vehicle near this area. In conclusion, the Russian counterattacks not only failed to recapture the Ukrainian stronghold south of Robotyne, but during their operations, Russian forces suffered heavy losses and created another weak spot in their defense. By clearing the ground while preparing for their counterattacks, the Russian forces weakened their defense by creating another safe path from where the Ukrainian forces can attack and put pressure northwest of Novoprokopivka or near Kopani. Some unconfirmed reports from pro-Ukrainian sources say that the Ukrainian forces are trying to take advantage of this situation and launch their own attacks towards Novoprokopivka, gaining some ground in the northern parts of the town. On Bakhmut front, battles continue in the Klishivka-Andriivka sector. After the failure of many waves of their meat assaults in this sector, the Russian command finally decided to move their armored units and artillery closer to the railway line. However, this time, the Russian forces faced an unpleasant situation and realized that now the Ukrainian forces have full control over the most favorable ground west of the railway. Not only that, but now the artillery brigades of the Ukrainian army, equipped with superior Western artillery, are constantly and clearly winning the artillery duels in the areas northeast and east of Klishivka. Only yesterday, the 26th Artillery Brigade of the Ukrainian Army destroyed at least 4 Russian artillery systems only a few kilometers northeast of the town. Ukrainian drones were also highly active and destroyed and damaged many Russian tanks and artillery systems in the areas east and southeast of Andriivka. During the last 48 hours, Ukrainian drone units destroyed at least 2 Russian tanks east of Andriivka and damaged or destroyed 5 more tanks about 10 kilometers southeast of the village near the town of Zaitsev. While east of Klishivka, Ukrainian FPV kamikaze drones destroyed 2 more artillery systems and an ammunition truck near the M03 highway. Friends, if you like my daily updates, I kindly ask you to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as this will greatly help the channel to reach a wider audience. That's all for today's update. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and have a great day.